So it's your boy, Donne Colioni. Well, let me just adjust this. Back with another podcast. You already know what it is. So basically, make sure you follow the new official Instagram account. We just launched that already. And yeah, if you're new, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump right into it. We got a special guest. We got OG Jonah here. You already know what it is.
What up?
And we know we're gonna chop it up and get into this interview. So, do you want to tell people like who you are and like what you do? Like, just give us like the whole synopsis.
Man, I'm OG Jonah. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, Nigerian heritage. I'm that guy out here. I make music. I got a production company. I run a studio, Red Room. Shout out Red Room Studios. Got my merch line, YGMG apparel. You know, got a few other companies. I'm a rapper. Do it all, man. Do it all.
That's proper. That's proper. So like, let's jump into like the name OG Jonah. How did you come up with that? Was that just like, yeah, like is it stand for like OG, like you're like the OG or something, or like how did you come up with that name?
I was just living life, you know, and like I was young, doing what I was doing in the streets and shit, and people just calling me OG Jonah. Like I played hockey, so when you play sports, like you know, people usually just call you by your last name. So I started getting called like by my last name, which is Jonah. And then when I was living my life, I was living it, people would call me OG Jonah. So then I started rapping. I'm like, I already got a name that everyone knows me by out here, so no need for a rap name. So
okay,
yeah.
I thought Jonah was like your first name.
That was my last name.
Last name. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So like, so what got you into like music and whatnot? What inspired you? Was it like, did you just like listening to rap growing up? Is that what got you into music, or?
Yeah, I like listening to rap. I never thought of being a rapper. My friends and I would just freestyle at parties, you know, like everybody does. And then my one friend like got a laptop and we just recorded on it with like the iPhone headphones, and I didn't know any other rappers in Edmonton, so I'm like, all right, you know, this is fun. Like, let's be the first rappers from Edmonton. And then fast forward all these years now, I've done like a lot of big shows, toured with a lot of big names, and got a big 2023 plan. So.
Yeah, definitely. I remember you were one of the, like I remember hearing about you when I was like in high school, like just like word of mouth, like that you were one of like the first, like I guess one of the first like Edmonton, because nowadays it's like not everybody trying to get into rap nowadays. You know what I mean? But like you were like one of the first that I've like actually like, heard about growing up. Yeah. Let's see. Let's jump into more about this merch line. So this is like your new merch, like you make it, like.
Yeah, so like YGMG is a label. That's my label, and then YGMG apparel is the merch side of things. So we got like hats, backpacks, t-shirts, tracksuits, hoodies, shorts, keychains, bags, stickers, wallets, everything, man, everything. So yeah, it's been blessed. There's a lot of people out here repping the merch, and you can go get yours at ygmg.com.
Bet. So like, tell us a little bit more about like the process of making merch. Like, do you like? I always see a lot of like clothing designers and stuff. Like, I always wonder like, how does it work? Like, do you have like a company that like ships you the clothing, and then you like, how does that work? Like,
Some of the items are done locally, and other items are done internationally, you know, depending on. And then if it's like an international item, you get a sample from a supplier. They send you the sample, and like from different suppliers, you go with the one you like that has like the best quality and the best prices.
Okay.
Yeah. And then designing it is like pretty much just me, like whatever I'm feeling. I'm pretty like simple guy, pretty plain guy. I'm not really with all like the like flashy stuff or like the new. I don't know. I don't really follow trends. This dude I like doing.
Right.
He's a pretty simple guy. So like I like a simple logo on a hoodie or something like that. So yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So you pretty much like I lost my train of thought already.
No worries.
I was gonna ask about like what's it called? Yeah, like the process of like creating it. Like, so do you just like have a sketch thing like that you sketch on to like come up with the ideas for it?
So I use Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have a sketch. I just use Photoshop or like Adobe Illustrator. Just create on there. Use like that to create mock-ups. Some I like, some I don't like. And if I like it, so let me hit up my supplier and like get some samples, see how it looks in person.
So like, does it like cost money to create merch? Like, do you gotta like put down like a down payment to get the supplier?
Of course.
Okay. Is it like costly to do it, or is it like?
Well, costly is what's the word? Relative, right? $1 million to one person is a lot, and to the next person is nothing. So
Right. That is true.
it doesn't cost me $1 million, but I'm just saying, like, costly is relative. So
Yeah.
to me, I enjoy it. It's not too much. Like, it's what else am I gonna do with that money? You know? So,
Yeah. Like I mean, it's for the business, right? So you gotta invest it. Yeah. Like I was always genuinely curious about like how like people make clothing and stuff, because like at some point I would want to create like some kind of like clothing brand. So I was just genuinely curious like how the inner workings of it, like. Yeah.
just go online. There's a lot of like free mock-ups you can find online. If you have a logo for your podcast, just like download whatever mock-up you want, like if it's a toque or a hoodie, whatever. Put your logo on it, play around with it, and then if you like how it looks, you know, there's local suppliers all throughout the city. Hit one of them up, get a price for like a sample, get some samples made, and boom, you got a clothing line.
Damn, I guess this is more simple than I thought it would be. I thought it was like really complicated. I thought it would be like, you gotta like, I don't know, because a lot of like influencers and stuff, they kind of make it seem like it's like more, what's it called, complex than it is. They'd be like, yeah, like you gotta do this, blah, blah, blah. I see them like with like packages of like clothing, like damn, this shit like work.
Yeah, anything's work, but it's not complicated, not at all.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, I wanted to jump into. Let's see. So, like, how do you come up with like your music? Like, is it like just stuff you're like feeling, or is it just like life experience? Like, what is the creative process of like coming up with music?
So I'll find a beat I like, and once I find that beat, like I'll just think of, I'll just like vibe with it, think whatever comes to my mind. It's usually a bit of both, like it's some creative aspects with like aspects of my life, things I've gone through, going through, or want to go through.
Right.
And then I just like freestyle like a few lines at a time, write them down. So like I like a hook, or then usually after a hook, I like hop in the booth and lay the hook down, and then from there I like build up on a song.
Okay, that's proper. So you just like, so basically like this mix of like both like your emotions, like what you're like thinking at the time.
Yeah. Different days I'm in different moods. You know, some day it might be like an Afro mood, some day R&B, some day like drill, trap. So yeah.
Do you make your own beats, or is it like, oh, you have a producer?
Yeah, I have a bunch of producers I work with, and like they'll just send me beat packs all the time, so it's nice.
Yeah. So like, are you the type to like, so you don't like create your own beats, you just gotta.
No, I engineer though, so like I record myself and mix and master my own stuff, but I don't create the beat. No.
Okay. What's the difference between mix and master and producing? Is it, so producing I'm assuming is you create the beat, and then mix and master is you find a beat and you just put your voice into it? Like, is that?
It is, yeah, in layman's terms, yeah, like producing is like finding the drums and the melody packs and everything, like putting it together to make a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then engineering is, okay, you have a beat, and then if you're an artist, you're recording, and like I'm engineering, I'm the dude in the room, like, all right, record, stop, and then mix it all together to make a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. With that being said, like, do you think that, because like a lot of people, like in this rap industry type thing, like, do you think that like you should like be independent or own a label or no, signed to a label? Because like there's a lot of like controversy around the topic of like, because like back in the day with like Biggie Small, not Biggie Small, I'm trying to talk about like Ice Cube and all of them when they were signed to a label, and the label, they might take a lot of the percentages of like what you earn and whatnot, and like a lot of people argue like, oh, it's better to go independent, the independent route as a rapper, so you have ownership and you keep as much profit as possible. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think?
Jay-Z says 100% of zero is zero. So if you're independent and no one knows you and no one's rocking with you, what good is being independent? So it all depends on your situation. If you're independent, you got a large following or a good fan base that you can monetize, and like you got people coming to your shows, people buying your merch, listening to your music, it might be profitable for you to stay independent.
Right.
But if you're someone who doesn't have much of a buzz and you really want to get a buzz, it might be better for you to sign a deal and then get a buzz, get some money in your pocket. And if you're smart, okay, get that deal and then use that to leverage a better deal. Because your first deal won't be good, obviously, right? Unless you're like a one-hit wonder, like an Ice Spice or something, where like you come out the gate like hot.
Yeah.
like on a viral song, most of the time your first deal is not going to be like a crazy deal, right? So
Yeah.
you got to take that, leverage that, then okay, boom, this is what I did with this deal, and now go back and renegotiate for a better deal.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's all about like kind of depending on what your situation is and like what is like best for you in that moment.
100%.
Okay. Yeah, I always thought about that. Like, I'm not a rapper or anything, but I always thought about that whole scenario of like, you know, because I'm the type of person where I like ownership. Like, I like having ownership of my stuff. But you did bring up a pretty good point of like, you might as well, if you're not in a position to like do that, you might as well sign to someone, right? Would you say like, eventually the goal is to like become independent, or do you think that doesn't matter, or you just
Everyone's goal is different.
okay?
For me, my goal is to be like as independent as I can, for
Okay.
as long as I can. Yeah, I'll sign a couple deals to like advance myself and grow my platform. But when it's all said and done, I want to be independent or own as much of my music rights as I can.
As you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely the same way. I think that's definitely the right way to go about it. Like, you know, kind of just like you can sign a couple of deals here and there, but like eventually the goal is to become more like independent. Another question I have for you is, let's see, jump into that. Let's jump into more about. So I heard you seem like a type of dude who's like really into like, what's it called? Not really into, but like really good at like networking. Like I noticed you were able to get into different rooms and stuff. Like I noticed you were able to perform at like the legislature, and then you performed at, I think it was the Stingers game, if I'm correct. Yeah, the Stingers game. And so like, yeah, like how was that experience? Like, how, like just performing at like those like different types of like places. Like what was that experience like?
Man, it was cool. It was real cool. It was like the legislature. I'd never been inside that building as an adult. Like as a kid, I'd been there for like school field trips.
Yeah.
As an adult, it was really cool to be there, like around all like the ministers and political figures, and to have all of them be so intrigued in what I'm doing felt nice. And then the Stingers games were awesome too. Like the Stingers are a dope organization, dope management. All the fans are really hyped. Like I've done like I don't know like 3 or 4 Stingers games. I did a Team Canada game too. So it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. The hard work's paying off, and people can feed off of energy whether they know it or not. So. I just work hard, I give out good energy, I treat everyone with respect, man. Like all I want is to see people win, and see people smile. Like I got booked for these shows, and I spend like half of my booking fee on buying merch to give away.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just always giving back, always being humble, and just moving with grace and like respect. I respect everybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody. Like I just work hard, and God rewards hard work.
That's facts. Like, did you, like, how did you even like? Cause like not like there's no Edmonton rapper that's actually like have done that before, like going into like legislatures and stuff like that. Like how did you how did you do it? Did you just like an email or something? Or was it just like they just kind of
They just reach out to me.
Really?
All my biggest opportunities, like the legislature, Stingers, Team Canada, they reach out to me, and it's like God. You know, like I just work hard, move with the right intentions, move with good energy, and God does the rest. So that's it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was when I was looking you up and stuff, I was like, damn, like this guy knows how to get into rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows how to get into
God, man, it's all God. That's all I can say is God and hard work. That's it. Yeah.
For real, Most High, man, Most High. Let's see. Let's jump into. So this summer, I noticed like I did like, my research on you and stuff, and I saw you like helped out that one kid who got like robbed or whatever, and like during KDAYS. That was like messed up. I was like when I saw it on YGMG, I don't know why I'm like. That's the thing about YGMG. I look want to unfollow YGMG because I'm like, bro, I'm like 23 years old, and I'm like, why am I still following YGMG? I feel like it's just like, you know what I mean, like a youth type thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I saw it on YGMG, and then I seen you went out and helped him, so that was pretty cool. I was like, so like, what was going through your head when you saw the situation?
So he was 14, you know what I mean? Like he was a 14-year-old kid. He got robbed by like a group of people, like 3 girls and 5 guys who were all like 18 to like 23, right?
Yeah.
So like, first of all, it's already a messed up situation.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to clown him in the comments when he's a victim of getting robbed. Like what's he gonna do? That girl bigger than me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a big woman.
Yeah.
And he's like some small little kid. Like what's he gonna do? Physically nothing. And like no one else else around stopped to like try to help, and everyone online trying to clown him. And I know how that can affect someone from my own personal experience in life, and like most notably, I guess the whole Killy thing. You know, that whole Killy thing with my chain. But I don't give a shit. I crashed my car into that nigga. Like, I ain't even gonna speak on some of the shit that happened, but that nigga never come back to the city. I went and bought a new chain the next day, a new car the next day. I bought some, like, I've made a lot of money since then, spent a lot of money since then. Like, I don't care. It didn't faze me. But most people, like, public humiliation will faze you, and like, it'll make you just look at life the wrong way and, you know, lean into the wrong things, the wrong vices. So I'm like, yo, this kid's like a 14-year-old kid. These are his formidable years, and no one's like trying to see if he's okay. So like, I just like, I didn't know who he was. I said someone find me his information. I was able to get his info. I reached out to him, reached out to his mom, and like I was able to take him shopping and buy him some stuff. So that was cool to like turn a bad situation into a good situation for him.
Would you say you saw yourself in him, like in that situation? Like, for example, the whole Kelly thing, did you see like what I said, like you kind of like you saw yourself in him, like, oh shit, like this, some shit like this happened to me, so I feel like I gotta go out and help this guy.
I would say that because not even just the Killy situation, like there's been so many times people just try to clown me or like belittle me.
Yeah.
I never cared. Like, I know who I am. I know what God put in me, and like no man can take from me because they didn't give it to me. You know, like the gift I have came from God. And he's the only one who can take it from me. So I never care what anybody says. I never care what anybody thinks. But I know 99% of people are just so worried about everyone's opinions and worried about how they look in the public and just worried about all these things that really don't matter. And as a kid, you're worried about that even more because like you're still growing, you're still going through puberty, you're still your brain's still developing, your body's still developing. So I have a little brother who's like the same age as Jamarko. If that was my little brother, I would want someone to do something for him. You know, if I'm unable to or I'm not around, like my little brother or his little friends, like something happens to them, I would want someone who's an older homie in the city to be like, hey, yo, that ain't right. Let's make that situation right. So it's not even so much that I saw myself in him, it's just that it's my city and I see something happening to the youth in the city and I feel an obligation to try to make a right of the situation. And people are like, yo, why don't you find the girl? Why don't you like clown her? This, I'm like, yo, it ain't about her. She'll get what she got coming. Like, God is the ultimate judge. Like, she'll get her own payback from God. I don't have to worry about that. But like, my job is just trying to make sure the kid's okay.
Make sure it's I did notice that too. Like when you helped out the kid, like, I mean, obviously you wouldn't do that, but like, you didn't like, what's it called? Go in and clown the girl for doing that. It kind of just shows like the genuinity in it. The fact that you went out and helped him and like, you know, and the basic, the human reaction. Well, I noticed some like young people and stuff, and a lot of mature people, they kind of go towards like, yeah, let's go clown this person, for, you know what I mean? Like trying to antagonize the other person, try to like turn it into something that's like, you know what I mean? Like
victim shaming.
Yeah. But I noticed with you, you kind of just, you made the situation into something where it's like you're just genuinely trying to help the kid.
That's what it's about. And like I do stuff like that all the time. Like I always give back. I always just give strangers money or like go to the youth shelter and like drop off like Jordans and like nice clothes and shit. I don't film it. Like I don't post it. I don't publicize it. Nothing. I don't do it to publicize it. But the only reason I publicized it was because the initial incident was public. Everyone was clowning him, was public. So I said, okay, I have to make this public so that people know this is how that situation ended up for the kid, for Jamarko.
Yeah, it definitely helps for his, I bet it definitely helps for his like self-esteem. Cause like at a young age, like having stuff like that happening to you, it definitely leaves an impact on you. I know from when I was younger, like growing up, like I used to go, I don't know if you grew up in Northside?
No, South.
Okay. You probably had a rec center by you. I grew up around CV Rec Center. Okay. And I would always be kind of scared to like, I don't know, I always had this like, I was always paranoid because I always think like, oh, someone's gonna jump me from my shoes or something. I better not go past like certain time because like, honestly, I genuinely just wanted to play basketball. Like, you know, no kid should be thinking about getting robbed at like KDAYS or like.
Exactly. And I went to KDAYS growing up as a kid a lot. Never worried about getting robbed. That's the last of my worries. I'm there with my friends trying to talk to some girls, or, you know, go on the rides, or whatever. I was never thinking, oh, I'm gonna get robbed. Like,
Yeah.
So all those reasons combined just made me be like, look, I gotta stand up for this kid if no one else will. I gotta do it. And I didn't even want to post it. My sister is like, yo, you have to. And I was like, all right. So I'm glad it like sparked a chain reaction because then like a lot of other people reached out to him and like gave him some stuff. Like I got some like business owners, friends in the city who like reached out and like gave him gift cards and things of that nature. And I'm like, look, what I want from everyone is just to, like see someone in need and help them out. Simple. Like, even if that's buying someone a coffee, just do something small. That's all I'm asking for people to do. So
Yeah, just looking like you seem like a type of like community guy. Like you kind of like, you know, kind of like Nipsey Hussle type of deal. Like he's kind of like looking out for community type deal.
hey man, my goal is to be so rich that like I always have like $10,000 worth of what they call prepaid Visa gift cards. Down like cash, give cash. Like it ain't my place to judge nobody, but like I go downtown like right across the street from Rogers. I literally go there like with my old clothes too, and like just give out clothes.
Yeah.
They're literally doing crack like right there, like 12 of them doing. So it's like, it ain't my place to judge. But like, I'd rather give a gift card or like a food gift card or something, so you can go get food, go get yourself clothes, something. You can't go spend it on drugs and shit.
Yeah.
My goal is to like just carry around like gift cards on me, and just every time I see someone in need, just give them a gift
Give
card.
him a gift card. Yeah, definitely. Like I feel like, yeah, I'm on that same vibe too, where it's like, you know, because with a lot of like, you know, the Edmonton like, I don't want to say, for lack of a better term, like, you know, like I don't want to say bucket, but like, you know what I mean?
Bro, they're buckets, and like it ain't being disrespectful. Like it is what it is. Like I'll be at the gas station, they ask me for food, for money.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'll buy you whatever you want.
Yeah.
Come inside. Like, what do you want? You want a chicken? You want whatever? Like get whatever you want, literally. But like I won't give you cash. I'll buy you shit. If you're actually hungry, the ones who are hungry come in there and like fill up some bags. I'm happy. The ones who just want to judge, like, oh no, I already ate. No, you didn't, nigga. You haven't eaten in a few days, but like, it ain't my place, so do you.
Because if you give them money, it's just gonna feed into their
You already know.
vices and all
You already
that.
know, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just best to, I think, definitely just like that gift card idea, like where it's like they just literally have to go and like buy themselves something that's gonna benefit them and whatnot. Let's see, what else we talk about? Yeah, I noticed. I remember when I like first just like followed you. Like I've known of you and like seen you around and stuff. And then when I first like clicked on your account, I was like, the first story I see is like Rowdy Rebel. I was like, damn, this guy popping. And I was like, do you want to talk about that, or is that more confidential stuff? Or is
That was cool. Now he like posted on his page like, yo, looking for underground artists to work with and stuff. So I like sent him a DM like, yo, like check my music out. And then like a couple weeks later he responded to it. So that was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, do you feel like, so you've been rapping for, or doing music, rapping for like how long?
Since like 2015, 2016. Yeah.
When would you say you started seeing people like Rowdy, Legislature? Like when did you notice like you were starting to getting like recognition for like your fruits of labor?
Maybe like 2018.
2018 is when you started noticing.
Yeah, I think 2018 and 2019. I'm trying to think. Yeah, 2018 or 19, like I started like doing my own shows.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, 2019 I started doing my own shows, like pulling up to high schools, doing my own meet and greets and stuff like that, and I was getting put on other shows. So it's been a few years, and then it's just constantly been growing and growing and growing. So it's a blessing, man.
Yeah, definitely. When you keep grinding, you'll see like the opportunities just coming to you. Would you say like, what's it called? Like, would you say like you need to be grinding for like a long time to see those kind of like results, or do you think like, because there's a lot of different situations where sometimes it's like some people, you know, they just boom, they blow up overnight, but some people it's like, but my question is, would you rather like have yourself blow up overnight, or would you rather just like go through that long kind of like process of like grinding and then you finally make it? Like, what do you think is a better path?
If it were up to me, I would blow up overnight. But the better path is to build a solid foundation over time. You know, easy come, easy go. A lot of people who blow up overnight, one-hit wonders, like, where are they now, or what are they doing now? They don't have anywhere near the same buzz that they once had, versus people who built a solid fan base, built a solid foundation, are not able to be comfortable for the rest of their lives. So I'm very happy with the journey that I'm taking, and I know that God's got me, and I know He's got in store more than I have in my own head for myself. He's got times infinity. So I know if I keep working, God's gonna keep blessing me, and everything that's mine is gonna keep coming to me. So I'm not tripping at all. I don't really do music for money. Ultimately, yeah, I enjoy making money off my music. I like getting paid for my shows.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff is really nice. But I don't do it for money here. Else I wouldn't have done it, because like now I'm at the point where I'm making money off of music, but it was several years I wasn't making any money off of music. And even still now, like I make way more money off my other businesses than I do my music.
Right.
But I just love making music.
So you have other like businesses that you make money off, and you use them to like kind of like fund your music type deal, or is it more like?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. So you've got the clothing brand, and then you also work with Red Room.
Yeah, I'm partnered up at Red Room. Shout out to Red Room. Go check them out. Best studio in the city. I'm an engineer there. My buddy started a social media marketing agency, so I'm like his right-hand man for that. So I got the marketing agency, I have a production company, the clothing line, studio, and I got like a few other things on the side. Like I do some trading in the stock market. Man, just be out here making money, bro, making money.
This is like 10 streams of income, you know what I'm saying?
The average millionaire has 7. So you just gotta keep making money every which way, and like, I'm gonna die a billionaire. And I don't think I'll get there from my music, but music is a great avenue to open doors. As you mentioned earlier, I've been able to use my music to leverage myself to get into doors. I've been able to use my music to benefit myself in my other businesses, use my platform as an artist to benefit myself in other ways. So they all work hand in hand.
Definitely. Like I feel like, yeah, like the music, it definitely brings different opportunities your way, and yeah, that's crazy though. Like, do you find like it's hard to like balance like all the different businesses? Like, do you find like you're constantly busy? Like,
Bro, I'm busy every day, all day, every day. Like, weekends don't mean shit. Holidays don't mean shit. Like, there's always something I need to do, always. So it is hard to balance, I'm not even gonna lie, but I know that it'll pay off. I'm gonna get to a point in my life where I don't have to work. Where I have so many people working for me and just so much money coming in, like I won't have to do nothing. So I gotta build that foundation now. Like, I'm young, this is my time to grind, build up legitimate businesses, build up ways to make money without having to work. So I'm gonna keep grinding, man. Like, most people my age are just, I don't even care what they're doing. All I know is that what I'm doing is working, because not many people are doing what I'm doing. And people who are successful in life, they did what I'm doing. They grinded their asses off when they were young, and now they're set. The billionaires, they're the people who run the world. They're the Zuckerbergs, the Musks, the Bezoses of the world. So like, I ain't tripping. I'm gonna keep just grinding. Yeah.
100p. Do you feel like there's this big debate now that it's like people will always say like, okay, grind, hustle, you know what I mean? No days off. But then there's some people that will say like, you know, you want to avoid that burnout. Like, do you think like there is such thing as a balance, or do you think like,
Bro, yeah, there's definitely balance. I'm still trying to find it myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, sometimes I'll have a few months where I feel like I found a good balance, and then I'll just get like an influx of like something from my business or something.
Yeah.
That like caused me to like to go into overdrive, and like my balance is thrown off. So I'm still trying to find like the right balance, and the whole hustle culture thing. It all boils down to like what you value, what do you care about. You know what I mean? Like, you care about like changing the world and changing your life and your family's life, and like being financially set and being able to live how no one else can live, then you're gonna have to grind your ass off. If you don't really care about that stuff, and you just wanna like have a good time or whatever, like cool, then you might not have to hustle as hard. But like, I don't really come from that much. My parents are immigrants, they worked hard to get me here. I'll be damned if I'm just gonna sit my ass and do nothing with my life, you know what I mean? Like, I have to go hard. I got big goals, I got a big family, I got big dreams, I need big dollars, man. So I gotta just keep hustling. It's the only way.
that's some real shit right there, man. Like, definitely, yeah, you gotta. That's my thing too. I feel like I'm still trying to find that kind of like balance too. I feel like this new mentality I'm trying to adopt is like, when you're young, you gotta kind of grind and, you know, get on your shit. And like, I feel like for a time you're gonna be unbalanced. Like, it's gonna be mostly grind, but after all those years of grinding, you'll eventually see like you can finally like sit back and be like, okay, I can chill. Because once you've already built like that foundation, I think that's key. But I don't know. I'm still. What do I know? I'm like 23 years old.
Bro, that is key. That is key. Elon Musk was sleeping on the couch at what was it either PayPal, one of his first businesses, sleeping on the couch at the office, didn't have a house. You know what I mean? Like, and look at him now, he's one of the richest people in the world. So you have to grind your ass off. And that balance will come down the road. Like, yeah, you might Bezos started in his garage. And yeah, he got a loan of like $250,000 from his parents, but so what? I know kids whose parents are millionaires in this city. So you might know some rich kids too. What do? Buy coke, go partying, go on trips, wasting shit. I'm 25, 26, so like I've seen it all. And like now they're coming to the point where their parents are sick and tired of giving them money.
Yeah.
And now what? They're just like rich bums, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing going for them. They ain't got no money of their own. Like they just have to depend on their parents, and they're in their mid-20s. Like, so you gotta work, man, if you want to be successful financially, if you want to be able to change the world, because like no one listens to a broke person. You know, I want to be able to change the world. I need money to do that. I want to be able to go buy people clothes and shit. I want to be able to do those like Mr. Beast style giveaways. Find some family who's struggling and be like, yo, you like this house? It's your house. You like this car? It's your car. I need money to do that, you know? So I gotta work hard. I gotta keep working hard, man. That's all it is. And I really don't care. Like, when my production company, I get booked at the clubs a lot to like film and take pictures and stuff. And people are always like, yo, you never party, you're always working. I'm like, yeah, I don't care to party. You know what I mean? I'll party on a yacht, my yacht in Dubai. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not partying at like these Edmonton clubs. No disrespect to none of the clubs, but like, I'm not partying here, man. Like, I'm here to work. I'll party when I made it. I'll party when I got 7, 8, 9 figures in the bank. My people are straight. My siblings are straight. My cousins are straight. My parents are straight. You know, then I'll party. Then I'll live how, whatever. But now, bro, it's grind all day. Yeah.
100%. Like that point you made too about like what's it called? Those rich kids that have their parents give them stuff. Like definitely like that's why you see like a lot of like rich families. The wealth they won't always stay in the family because it's wealth. It's something I feel like I'm starting to realize. It's something that you have to like learn. It's like in a way a skill. Like you gotta learn how to like keep the wealth like going. Like that's why you see guys like the families like the Rockefellers. Why they're still relevant till today is because they know how to keep the wealth in the family. You know, like that's why you see a lot of rich people. The families they end up like poor. You never hear about them anymore. Like
After a generation or two, the wealth is squandered.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's not my portion. Like I don't come from a rich family. My parents aren't bums or homeless. Like they're hardworking immigrants, but we're not rich by any stand. We're rich in spirit. We're rich in Jesus' name. But like financially, and especially compared to like these people who were like are generations here and generational wealth, like we ain't there yet. So that's gotta come from me. And I gotta build myself up so that when I have my own family, I can give them the right tools, the mental tools to keep that going.
100%. Yeah, 100%. You have a phone? What do you do for time for so far?
7:06.
7:06. Let's see where we at so far. Dude, we probably keep going for a little bit more. Yeah, I just took that 2 phones. I got 2.
Bro, we're working, man. We're working, bro. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's jump to the last couple questions here. I was gonna ask you about the whole KILLY situation. Would you say, would you have done anything differently if you were to go back in time?
No.
No?
Not at all. No.
You would do everything exactly the same. You wouldn't change anything. Do you think the way you handled the situation, like, would you say like?
I handle it like a G. Real niggas know. Damn. Real niggas in the city know. And, I don't need to say much, man. It's just that a lot of niggas, even at that time, there were a lot of rappers in the city who were trying to clown me and shit. Where are they now? You can't even find their pages. You can't even find their music. You can't find their shit. They gave up. They packed up camp and fucking worked in the rigs or some bullshit. I'm still out here. I'm still OG Jonah. Ain't nothing changed. I just keep getting bigger and bigger, more and more blessings. So it wouldn't change nothing. It wouldn't change nothing.
Damn, that's pretty good answer. 100p, man. Like if everything worked out for you perfectly, like, I mean, yeah. That's the one thing too. When you go back and you look back in time, and you would, a lot of people think like, oh, I'll go back, change this and that. But if you would go back and change those things, then you wouldn't be you, right? Like those things kind of make you, if that makes sense. Yeah, I remember I was watching this one movie. It was on Netflix with King Batch, and it was like When We First Met. I don't know if you watch Netflix, like you've never seen that. But I always saw this Netflix movie, and King Batch, his character said the craziest thing. He said things happen to us. He said things don't happen for no. What was the clip? He said things happen to us for no reason at all because they create opportunities and shit like that. So even the L's, even the bad things that happen, like they're still like, it still creates opportunities if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, like KILLY Situation was great. Cause like I didn't crack, I didn't bend, I didn't fold, nothing, bro. I'm still out here, man. That chain he took was like fucking like a $500, $800 chain, bro. I'm giving bigger chains to my brother, bro. Like I don't give a shit. Yeah. The next day, I was at the jeweler. Next day, bought more jewelry. I crashed my car into his rental. Bought a new car the next day. Like I don't care, bro. It just made me added to my story. Added to the legacy of OG Jonah, the notoriety of OG Jonah. So like, I don't care, and that nigga's never coming back here. So I'm blessed.
It's kind of like battle scars, like different, like kind of like. He's like, yeah, these are one of my, what's it called? What's the term I'm trying to say? Like this is like, when you look at rappers when they did shit when they were younger, and they're like, yeah, this shit happened, but yeah, it was not, man. It was a little, brush it off, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're one of those, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's jump into. So, is there any rappers that like inspired you, like for like finding your sound and whatnot? Or
that's a good question. Finding my sound, not so much. That inspired me like to make music and such. Lil Wayne, Drake, Rick Ross, Future, Meek Mill, Lil Baby. Those rappers like inspired me a lot to like with my music. But for my sound, I just try to sound like myself, man. I really don't want to sound like anyone. Like that defeats the point of being an artist.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you sound like whoever. It's like, yo, like I want to sound like me. And when people sometimes are like, oh, you sound like this or that. I've grown now. I don't take it as an insult. Like I guess it's a compliment. But like there's a time in my life like someone would be like, oh, you sound like Quavo. I used to get that a lot, and I like would hate that. I'm like, no, I don't. Like I sound like me.
I'm me.
So I don't really want to sound like anyone. Don't try to sound like anyone. But there's a lot of great artists who like I look up to, and like I'm inspired by for sure.
Would you say like how do you like find a sound like as an artist? Like, is it something like? Because I always hear about artists like, yeah, I'm trying to find my sound. I'm trying to work on cultivate my sound. Is this something that you like gotta dig deep within to find it, or is it like how does one as an artist find the sound? Like, how does that work? Like,
how did Kobe become Kobe? By digging deep, by keep shooting, by putting in the work, by putting in the hours. You put in the work, you put in the hours, you get the experience, you put up the shots, and you'll find your sound. You'll find what you're looking for. But like most people just give up early. They don't put enough work in, and they're like, why am I not seeing results? So
it's just about like just grinding, putting in that work until you find it.
Like anything, man. Like anything. Like people just want shortcuts. People want shortcuts in this like microwave society we live in. Like there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts to anything lasting, anything worthwhile isn't a shortcut. This building that we're in, this is the biggest building in Alberta. If they took a shortcut, we wouldn't be able to be in here because it'd be collapsed or like there'd be something wrong with it. Like there's no shortcuts, man. No shortcuts to success, bro. So just putting in the time, putting in the hours. That's what it is. And believing in yourself ultimately.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, especially this year, I started realizing that you gotta speak with what you call it, like a confidence that's like you're gonna make it. Like you gotta talk like, yeah, I'm gonna be the biggest rapper. I'm gonna be the biggest in this thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've been my biggest fan. Like a lot of people didn't like that and like call me cocky, this, that, or third. But I don't care. Like most people don't even like themselves. You don't like yourself. I don't care if you like me or not because I love me. Jesus loves me. He made me so great. I wake up, I piss greatness. On my worst day, I live better than everyone on their best day. I don't care. I'm gonna keep being great. I'm gonna keep killing it, and I'm gonna keep growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. support me, cool, appreciate it. People who don't support me, cool, appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to hate on me now, keep watching. Give me 5 more years, I'll give you something to hate about. You know what I mean? When I build my own version of like that Drake embassy that he got in Toronto, when I build one of those here in Edmonton, I'll give you something to hate about. But me and my little brother pulling up back-to-back years, I'll give you something to hate about. So I ain't really tripping, man.
I'm tripping, man. So like, how? With that being said, how would you like? What advice would you give to someone dealing with haters? Like, how do you?
Fuck them. Literally fuck them. Like, who cares? If you're spending your time hating on me or hating on someone else, you're just lost in life and you're a loser. Like, even the whole KILLY situation, people are like, yo, like, make it this song, this down third, da 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 da. Like, yo, like, I got so much, even at that time in my life, like, I was trapping, I got so much shit going on, like, my phones are so busy, I got so many runners to worry about, that I'm not taking time out of my day to make a song about another nigga. I make music because I love making music. If I mention it in a song, okay, I'll mention it in a song, but I'm not gonna go make a whole diss song about something. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck, man. Like,
It's a lot of wasted energy.
It's wasted energy, bro. It's really wasted energy. Like, there's another artist in the city, he made a diss song about me like years ago. Fuck. Like, literally, like, probably 2017 or 2018, some shit. And same shit. People like, and I hit him up about it too. I'm like, yo, like, link and shit. You wouldn't link. And he's like, bro, like, it ain't even like that. I just made the song because I want you to make one towards me. So, like, build buzz and shit. I'm like, bro, like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I take pride in what I do. I take pride in my music. And, like, I was even as big as I am now. I work hard for my music. I spend a lot of blood, sweat, money, tears, effort, energy in my music. I'm not doing this just to be going back and forth with people over shit that doesn't matter, you know? So, yeah. People who have haters, good. If you don't have haters, that means you're not doing anything worthwhile of hating on. You think people are hating on that dude on the corner smoking crack? No one gives a shit. They walk by him. But, like, if you're doing something, they hating on the dude who's at the top of the penthouse. Like, fuck that guy. Because he's doing what they can't do. So keep doing it. And like, the bigger you get, the more haters you'll get. So like, you better learn to say fuck them, ignore them, and keep killing it. Your haters are your biggest supporters. Because they're always talking about you, spreading the word. Marketing team, bro. So it's like, yeah, I don't give a damn about haters, bro. I don't even realize, I don't even see them no more. And like, you gotta work so hard that people look stupid hating on you. Because like, I'm at a point, personally, I feel like I haven't done anything. But like, when I look at myself, like, outside my shoes, I like, give myself a pat on the back. But I'm at a point now, especially in the city, where it's like, if you're hating on me, you literally look stupid hating on me. Because, like, I've done so much for so many people and put the city on the map in so many different ways that, like, you just look stupid. And if I haven't done anything to you for you to hate, it's like, you just look like a fool hating on me. So that's what it is. Just keep working so hard that people look stupid if they hate on you.
That's some real shit.
Yeah.
Real shit. Definitely got to put in that work so that. That's my favorite thing though too, where it's like, you know, they hate on you or they doubted you, whatever, and then you come back and then you prove them. I don't know what it is. The feeling of like when it's just like that you see them, they hated on you, and then you finally get to that point, and it's just like they're like, oh, you know, they gotta do this little like stumble thing, like they can't say anything now. It's like, damn. It's like, now what? What's up? What's up? You see me? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. The feeling is priceless. I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels good. In closing here, what advice would you give to anyone wanting to get into music and whatnot, like dealing with haters and all that? Like, what advice would you have for someone who, you know, wants to start rapping, wants to start making beats, all that stuff? Like, what advice would you give to that person?
Believe in God and believe in yourself. So many artists always ask me, they'll send me songs, yo, like, does this sound good? Should I drop this? Like, look, at the end of the day, like, my opinion doesn't matter. It's if you like it, drop it. If you think it's dope, drop it, promote it, spread it. Like, who cares what anybody thinks? Like, Drake, for example, so many big artists, when Drake was coming up, passed on signing him. They're like, nah, like, this guy's not it. Like, this ain't it, this ain't it. Now look at him, like, however many, 10, 15 years later, biggest artist in the world.
And still relevant.
Exactly, and still relevant, and still killing it. So, like, my opinion to an artist is like, cool, I might think it's trash, but like, you might be the next Drake. Someone else might think it's trash, you might be the next Drake. So like, just believe in yourself, put in the work, and just know that if you keep going, you'll reach your goal. That's the best advice I can give, is like, honestly, just believe in yourself, whatever you're doing. Podcasting, I didn't start where I am today. Like I started literally on like an iPhone headphone. They don't even make the headphones anymore with the cord, with the microphone and the cord, bro. Like that's how I made like my first several songs, and then from there like another basement studio or backyards. Like we used to record in the car, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like didn't start where I am now, but I believed in myself. Even back then, I was like, nigga, we lit. We lit, you know? So like, just believe in yourself and keep working. Do the best you can with what you got. This is all you got. Do the best you can with that. And then God will see that. And God will bless you with opportunities to get more. God ain't gonna give you more. Like if you got a brother or something, whatever, your little brother, and you give your little brother a hoodie, and then you're like, yo, where's that hoodie? He's like, oh, I ripped it, or I lost it, or this, I'm not giving you another hoodie because you're just abusing it. But like, if I give you a hoodie and like, you take care of it, all right, cool, here's another hoodie. Oh, here's some shoes to go with that hoodie because I see you taking care of it. So like, do what you can with what you've got, take care of what you've got, and more will come. More will come. That's why when you ask me like, if it were up to me, would I have blown up already? Yeah, 100%. If it were up to me, as soon as I made my first SoundCloud song, I'm global, you know? But like, God has a bigger plan, and God knows that if I keep on, what's the word, nurturing what he gave me, he'll keep giving me more and more and more to the point where I can handle that global thing. Because if you're working out, you work out. If you lift the weights, you gotta do the 40s before you can do the 50s. If you just hop in the gym and try to hit the 100s, you'll tear something, and then you won't be able to work out, and then they'll put you off from wanting to work out, and then just a whole downward spiral. But if you work your way up, you're like, damn, I remember I couldn't even do the 20s, and now I'm in here doing the 100s.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for my journey, and I know like everything I'm going through is building me for the next level, and the next level, and the next level. You know, so when I get there, ain't nothing gonna be able to shake me. Nothing will phase me. Nothing will be able to crack my foundation because it's so solid. So that's the best advice I can give, man.
That's real shit. Yeah, man. With that being said, with the closing, what goals do you have? I don't know if you want to reveal all of the goals you have, but like, what goals you have for like 2023 and onward? Like, what is up next for OG Jonah?
Man, my goal I've been working on for the past few years is to be calmer. Because people who call me OJ Jonah, I wouldn't want to slap them. Because my name's not OJ Jonah.
Oh shoot, my bad.